I tried to snipe 10 eBay auctions in the last 20 seconds and noticed some really surprising trends. I actually think this information can help both buyers and sellers on the platform, and towards the end, I'll get into how much revenue I think eBay actually receives off of sniping alone. All right, I tried to spread this out across different sports and even non-sports towards the end. I am noticing a trend here. Let me know after a few of these if you notice the same trend that I do. So we're at 6 seconds now. Goes to 294. 2 seconds, 1, boom, 360. This auction added $130 in the last 6 seconds. Nearly a 50% revenue jump. All right, this is a random assortment of 1999 Upper Deck Michael Jordan cards. We can see that it is at 237.50 right now. We're just crossing the 10-second mark. Let's see what happens towards the end. 281 at 4 seconds. And that's where it stays, 281.53, a 25% increase in the price before the 4-second mark. All right, this is the Jalen Green rookie card. Not a great player, not even a great card, just a random parallel. It's at 212.50 right now. We're about to hit the 10-second mark, and I wonder when the price will change. 5, 4, 3, 2. This one happened at the 2-second mark. We hit 256 and then it closed at 265, roughly 20% increase in the price before the 6-second mark. Let's see what happens to really cheap but really popular cards. So if you look at Wemby or Wembanyama on eBay, there's tons of stuff for sale. So this is just a raw hoops card listed for $325. We're past the 10-second mark. Let's see what happens. Hits 4 at the 6-second mark and hits 425 to close. So again, this one went up by 33% in the last 6 seconds. All right, who's noticing a trend here? Because I already see one in terms of the timing of sniping. You can actually tell if it's a human or a bot. And I'm also seeing sort of a tight range in the value increase in the last 10 seconds. Are you guys seeing the same thing I am? Let's check out some more. All right, this is a Luka Rookie Prism, very popular card, tons printed. This is PSA 9. We're about to hit the 10-second mark. It's at $70, 16 bids, pretty popular. So let's see what happens. 7, 6, 5, 4. At the 4-minute mark, we added 15%, and the final price is 81. All right, Tank Dell, this guy was on my fantasy team last year. Let's see what happens. 6 seconds, 5, goes to 47. 2, 1, ended. So at the 5 or 6 second mark, this went up by 75%. All right, we got to go wider here. We're going to go Pokemon before we take this thing outside of cards a bit. So we're in this auction now. It was $10 at like, 12 seconds. Let's see what happens. 7, 6, 5. We're at 11.50 now. And boom, it added like $3 to the end. This was another roughly 45-50% increase on the price. All right, no matter what I did or what I found, I looked at 100 auctions. I could not find any sniping on golf of any kind. I wanted to expand this and see if there was sniping beyond cards. In this category, there isn't. I have no idea why. Drivers, putters, sets, no one snipes in golf. I wanted to see if people sniped overseas, and I looked at something that was in the UK. I wanted to expand it a little bit to Barbie, and I took a look at this auction. It's going to end pretty quickly here, and guess what? They snipe overseas. All right, Topps Chrome unlicensed product is out, so I wanted to end this with a bang. Gotta love these cards with no Spurs logo on them. They are hot. So this thing's got 8 seconds left. It's at 280. I think this is gonna pop. Look at that. Woo! All the way to $404. All the action took place after 6 seconds. So I've learned enough from this exercise to tell you exactly how much eBay is making off of sniping and why they will never get rid of it. It's actually a piece of cake. I was a management consultant for ages and I could do that math in my sleep. But before we go there, I want to talk about sniping in general. From just these 10 examples, it looked like at a bare minimum, it added 15% to the price tag of the initial sale. It almost always happened within the 10-second mark. often happening at the 6-second mark and happening all the way down to the 1-second mark. So that was pretty interesting. I would say the average across all of these was 25%. And honestly, from all the auctions I've played around with, I think 25% is a decent marker. So if you think about that, 25% of the total price action on an item, it could be a 10-day, 20-day auction. It's happening in the last 10 seconds and probably really the last 6. That's wild to me. All right, so how much money do I think eBay is making off of sniping? Now, I know sniping is sort of controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's kind of fun. It actually leaves the fun in eBay, like you're trying to snipe at the last second. It can be frustrating when you're going up against bots, but I think it's here to stay. Actually, I know it's here to stay, and I'm going to explain why. If you look at eBay's revenue, it was $10 billion for 2023. Now, obviously, this includes some ad revenue and other ancillary things, but let's just call it 10 billion because it's a nice round number. We're estimating here. I'm sure I'm off by a little bit, but this will be fun. So let's assume that eBay made $10 billion on auctions last year. So the missing piece of information we need is what percent of auctions are buy it now and what percent of auctions are truly regular auctions. Well, I dug deep and actually found some data on that. And not surprisingly, 88% of auctions on eBay are buy it now, which is very interesting. And that kind of flows with what I see. It's really more of a marketplace than like a bazaar where you're just like negotiating and buying things. So if you just take 88% of $10 billion, that's easy. You got $880 million of revenue is coming through Buy It Now, and $120 million of revenue is coming from auctions. All right, cool. That still doesn't get us the answer on how much they're making on sniping. But if you take what I just saw and just the examples I just did, now granted, you probably want to do this across 100 or even 1,000, to see and get a true number here. But let's just say it's 25%, and it ends up being that because we're estimating here. So you've got $120 million that is coming through on auctions, and let's say 25% of that is coming from sniping. So sniping to eBay is worth $30 million a year. So do you think that they're going to stop it? I don't think you're going to see a CAPTCHA. I don't think you're going to see, them requiring credit card payments in the last minute. I don't think they're going to do anything to stop it. I think it adds a little bit of excitement to their platform, and it absolutely results in more revenue for them.